Hello, Math 9. Welcome back. Assignment 9. Math 9, Assignment 9. Nice. So we're going to do some review. We're more or less finished with this chapter we've been working on. It's chapter 6 in your workbook, and we're done. So we'll just do some review. That'll take us until Friday. This assignment will be due Friday, and they'll give you a quiz, and that'll be due next Monday. So I guess I should have written this out already. The sort of things you need to know in this chapter, you need to know about congruent triangles. Congruent, I'm just going to put triangle. You need to know about similar triangles and also polygons, similar polygons. Of course, triangles are a type of polygons, but remember, we first of all looked at just similar triangles, and then we also looked at similar polygons. Very similar if you've done one, then the other. We did conversions, like from centimeters to meters and meters to kilometers and all that kind of stuff. I'll just say meters to kilometers as an example. We did scale factors, and very much related to that was also scale diagrams. That's all in chapter 6 in your workbook. Okay, so we're going to do some review out of the workbook. I'm going to give you a bunch of questions to do. Make sure you're checking your answers and that kind of stuff. I will go over one thing just before I tell you the assignment. I want to go over, again, congruent and similar triangles, just so you don't get them mixed up. So here we go. As soon as you see these two triangles, you should know that there's no way they are what? There's no way they're congruent, or there's no way they're similar. There is absolutely no way that these two are congruent, because to be congruent, two triangles have to be exactly the same shape, same size, and these are different sizes, so they're not congruent. They could be similar, however. If they're similar, what do you know about the angles? All the corresponding angles would have to be the same. So for example, if you had these two pictures and it showed you that these two angles were equal to each other, and these two angles were equal to each other, and these two angles are equal to each other, then you would be able to say that these are similar triangles, right? Because all the corresponding angles are equal. And then if they're similar triangles, you can start doing the work we did before. I'm not going to spend much time on this, but for example, if we knew this side was 5 and this side was 10 and this is m and this side here is 20, and we wanted to know how much this side is here, remember with similar triangles you can set up your proportion. You can say, well, these two corresponding sides, 5 and 10, we know both sides, so we could say 5 over 10 equals m over 20 is the other corresponding pair. You could cross multiply. You'd get 5 times 20 is 100, divided by 10 is 10, so m equals 10. Or of course, the other way you could do it, you could say, well, I noticed that I did 5 times 2 to get here, so I could also ask myself, what times 2 equals 20? Well, 10 times 2 equals 20, so this has to be 10. Anyway, I'm doing that super fast, but I just wanted to remind you that similar triangles, all the angles are equal to each other, and then you can do all this stuff with the proportions like we've done here. All right, with congruent triangles, they look exactly the same size and same shape. But what if they don't give you all the information? Do you remember the minimum amount of information they could tell you? One possibility is they tell you that this side is the same as this side is the same as this side, and this side is the same as this side. This is SSS, side, side, side. That means that they have to be congruent. Of course, rather than using tick marks, they could also use actual numbers, right? What if they told you that this side was 6, and this side was 6, and this side was 8, and this side was 8, and this side was 10, and this side was 10? Well, obviously they're congruent, side, side, side. All the sides are the same. Okay, that's one way you can see that two triangles are congruent. Another way you can see it is if you have side, angle, side. So that would be, for example, if you knew this side and this side were the same, you knew this side and this side were the same, and the angle in between them was the same. Which angle is between these two sides and between these two sides? Not this one, not this one, it's this one. If you also knew that this angle and this angle were the same, then you have side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. They would be congruent. So that's another way you could do it. Another way you could show that they're congruent is if it's angle, side, angle. So that would be, for example, like, oh, this is a right angle, I'm just going to say. And let's say they also told you that this angle and this angle were the same. So we have two angles. If we had the side in between, if we knew those that was the same, you could say these are congruent. So what's the side in between? It is this one. So if you knew those two sides were the same, angle, side, angle, oh, these would have to be congruent triangles. And the last one, which is actually just a variation of angle, side, angle, I don't know if you remember this, would be if you had angle, angle, side, or if you want side, angle, angle. It doesn't matter the order there. So for example, if you knew that this angle was the same as this angle, and this angle was the same as this angle, there's your angle, angle, and then your side could either be this one or this one. It doesn't matter. I'll say this one and this one are the same. Do you remember why that's actually just the same as angle, side, angle? Because if you know two angles are the same in the triangle, you actually know that the third angles are also the same. So I could say for sure that these angles are the same, and then you end up with an angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle. Anyway, I'm hoping you remember all this kind of stuff, but I just wanted to remind you that congruent triangles are the ones when you're looking for these four situations to tell they're congruent. Similar triangles are the ones where you're making sure that all the angles are the same. Basically, you're looking for angle, 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 AAA. And if you have that, then you can start using these proportions like we did before. You wouldn't need to use the proportions in congruent, because if they're congruent, I told you that this side's 5, how much is this side? 5. If they're congruent, I told you this side's 8, how much is this side? 8. If they're congruent, I told you this side is, I don't know, 9.4. How much is it? 9.4. They're exactly the same triangle. So that was very fast. I hope that didn't just muddy the waters, but I wanted to go over that. All right, here is your assignment. It is on page 168. This is assignment number 9. It goes all the way up to 170, I believe. Oh my gosh, no, it goes further than that. It goes all the way to 172. We're going to do numbers 1 to 28. Wow, that's quite a few questions. I will tell you that numbers 6 and 7, they're tricky. You can kind of think of those as level 7, 8, bonus if you want. If you can't do them, don't want to do them, you could skip 6 and 7. I think the rest of them are appropriate difficulty level, and then 2 quite difficult ones there. This is due Friday, May 15th, holy moly, halfway through May already, at, of course, 3 p.m. All right, then I will give you a quiz partway through the week. I'll try to make it pretty short, and that'll be due on the Monday, the 18th. And then after that, we'll start our new and most likely last section in the course. Okay, everyone, take care, keep working hard, and we'll talk to you soon, virtually, if not in person, if you're doing a video call or something like that. Bye.